Hey everyone, this is Brandon. You're watching me write a one-liner. What do we got today? So first thing we probably want to do is something like s.split. Are they all lowercase or can there be uppercase? Lowercase and uppercase. So this is, okay, and we do want to keep them separate, so that doesn't really matter. I feel like there's something interesting here with like a pairwise. Maybe this is time for pairwise. But if not, how do we get the first and last characters in a single expression? Because that we could get it in multiple expressions, but that's not as interesting. Like an immediate thing we could do is just like s colon equals s dot split something. What if we didn't map the first and last characters? What if we just said something like the last character of the first word is equal to the first character of the last word? If that's all we have to do, then we would say like all map lambda x and y pairwise s plus s at 0. But this has to be encased in a list. So just put the first thing at the end. Okay, and now we have the pairwise that we want. So we just say x and -1 equals y at 0. Missing one required positional argument y. Oh, it's that it's submitting a tuple and it's the lambda function's not smart enough to unpack it. So we need to say x at 0 at -1 equals x at 1 at 0. All right, great. All right. Let's see how we can do better. Let's get rid of this lambda. That's all I really care about. This is surprisingly hard. I can get the equals out of there pretty easily. I can just say map equals to this. And it's going to be this, and it's really going to be star map because we're applying it to each element like loosely. And then getting the tuple to be the tuple of the first character and the last character. Let's see. So you have x. What you need to do, or I'll call it t, you need to make t be t0, t1. But what you really need to do is make it be t0, -1, t1, 0. So what you're doing is you're applying an item getter to each of those. So if you said star map call zip item getter -1 item getter 0, but you're not zipping these, you're zipping this arrangement of objects with t. That does work. So now I should be able to say lambda x is going to be that, but x instead of t. A little closer. No, there's still multiple layers to it, but it doesn't feel impossible. So the way that I would get that out is I would look at pairwise and I would say, no longer are we just looking at pairwise. Now we're saying map a zip object to pairwise, like map a zip operation, but it's really going to be a partial zip operation with item getter -1 and item getter 0. And now we should be able to have this just be x. Okay, and now that we have lambda x star map call x, now we should be able to say partial star map call. Oh man, there goes the lambda. And we can make one more little optimization. We don't need to call item getter twice. Item getter -1 and 0. I think we can just say map item getter to these. So we're mapping the function item getter itself to these two elements, which will then return two elements. Fuck. Oh, I know why it fucks it up. That's really interesting. It fucks it up because if I'm not mistaken, it's that a map object is purely an iterable. So we need this to be persistent. So if I even just said like list map or something, it should be okay. Wow, I'm glad I caught that. Whew. There it is. Beating out the competition by 1 millisecond. This was a good one. This was surprisingly difficult. I'm not going to lie. This whole like all star map, partial star map, partial zip, map, item getter. Like that's a lot. Yeah, there's probably honestly, I mean, if you use regex, a lot of the stuff is simple, but there's probably a simpler way. But this is what I came up with.